From politics to protests and everything in between, it's no secret that 2016 has been an interesting year of news. Across eastern Idaho, we have seen our share of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Tonight, with just one day left in the year, we decided to take a look back at the biggest stories of the year. Here's Local News 8's Chris Oswald.
2016 started out with a story that had many going, what? A woman pulls out a gun at her ex-husband's funeral.
You are whack, lady. Why would your husband would not tell you to do that?
Zachary Risch was at the funeral for Jerry Dodge when his estranged wife, Kimberly, got upset that she was asked to not say certain things during the service and pulled out a gun. Dodge was charged with aggravated assault. To February and Island Park, where a day of fun turned into a tragedy.
One of my closest friends was the first one there that started digging the kids out.
3 children buried under several inches of snow at their grandparents' cabin. The snow split off the roof, burying the children. A 2-year-old girl was killed. In March, 4 people from Idaho Falls were killed when a small plane crashed shortly after taking off from the Alpine Airport. The 2 couples were returning home to Idaho Falls when the pilot suffered from spatial disorientation, sending the plane straight into the ground. To April, and a fire at the Evans Grain Tower. It wasn't the towers, but in the building next to the silos, the old sugar beet factory that was once there. 3 teens accidentally started this one while playing with a lighter. The big story of May, an incredible story of survival.
Noticed the boat in the lower part. Looked like they were in trouble. They were leaning quite a bit.
A capsized boat in the Snake River below the Broadway Bridge trapped 2 adults and 2 children. One of the children, a 5-year-old, was trapped under the boat for at least 15 minutes. He survived. To June, when fire claimed the life of the owner of a well-known Blackfoot Chinese restaurant. William Hong died after his home caught fire when a car slammed into it.
Now we were just sitting in the house last night watching TV program and heard this great big boom, and I thought it was an accident right at this intersection of Lilac and Parkway Drive.
30-year-old Dylan Grant Gibson was arrested for drunk driving, leaving the scene of the crash and vehicular manslaughter. He's currently being held in the Bingham County Jail. The story of July was the story of frustration for thousands across eastern Idaho. A fire at the capacitor bank at the Goshen substation near Shelley left 52,000 people without power. It took crews a full day to get the power back on. In mid-August, the big story was a fire that broke out in the foothills of Bonneville County. The 52,000-acre fire, known as the Henry's Creek Fire, started by Christian Lopez while setting off fireworks.
It wasn't like I lit it on intentionally or like some crazy pyro. I was out there with my buddies and I lit one bottle rocket and yeah, I caught on fire. And it was too quick for me to put out with the wind, how dry it was.
Minus the land and a few outbuildings and 1 cabin, the fire didn't cause significant damage to any structures. It took crews almost 2 weeks to get the fire completely out. The story of September, the story of what's in a name. The Bonneville Joint School District 93's back and forth over the name of the new high school. The first pick, the Black Canyon High School Phantoms, didn't set well with parents. The school board went back to the drawing board and eventually picked a new name, the Thunder Ridge Titans.
Good evening, and welcome to the Melaleuca Freedom Celebration.
In October, an explosion of opinions over the decision to move the Melaleuca Freedom Celebration location is our top pick for the month. Frank Vandersloot made the decision to change venues, wanting to make the 4th of July show bigger and better.
With the trees getting taller and taller, it almost makes it impractical in that people are only seeing half the show now because we just can't get the shots high enough that people can see over the treetops.
A new location has yet to be determined. In November, the murder in Idaho Falls woman dominated the headlines. Bonneville County Sheriff's deputies found the body of Kristen Caldwell buried in the basement of her home. The sheriff's office says Caldwell's partner, Jeremy White, strangled Caldwell after Caldwell found out White was having an affair with another woman, Dina Aday. Aday is charged with accessory to a felon for not turning White in. The 2 spent 16 days on the run. They both are awaiting trial. And in December, the big story, of course, are snow. For the first time in several years, eastern Idaho gets hit with a Christmas Day blizzard. Old Man Winter dumped nearly a foot in Idaho Falls and more in some places. It took crews days to get the snow cleared up. And that is a look back at the news of 2016. In Idaho Falls, I'm Chris Oswald.
Thank you, Chris. Good job. And if you would like to read more about the biggest web stories of 2016, we've compiled a list of them online. You'll find that at localnews8.com.